Welcome. Today's project's all about the 2 beginning steps towards your anxiety recovery. Now, I was thinking, why do I like clicking on videos that say top 2, top 5, top 10 things? And I was thinking about that, and it's because I like structure. And why do other people like those videos? Well, people like structure. And what's really structure? Structure is order, predictability, known territory. People want to follow somebody or view videos that they know what they're getting into, and then the topic is unfamiliar to them. But besides the topic, you want some structure. You want structure to a podcast. You want some structure to a video or TV show, because that's like predictability, right? You want to have that known territory, but you also want that unknown territory, which is the topic, right? The unknown is the topic. But you wouldn't want a podcast or a video that's just so chaotic, just topics are being thrown at you and so constantly that, nothing's really getting solved, right? And you don't want that. You don't want to view that kind of material. So that made me think, anxiety sufferers are in too much chaos. They don't have enough order in their life. And they're out to sea without a paddle, right? They don't know what to do. They're just dependent on other people. They're surrounded by chaos every day, and they're just bewildered and confused. So, what are the beginning steps to overcoming anxiety and living a better life? Well, like I said before, you got to add more order into your life. And there's not enough order. There's just chaos every day. But the first step is to take responsibility for your anxiety disorder. I did. I reached rock bottom one day where I knew, my family's not going to help me. My friends aren't going to help me. Being dependent on these people wasn't going to help me because I was suffering deeply. And I had to take on the responsibility that I need to learn about it. I need to get out of this hole I'm in because no one else seems to know what I'm going through. And so I took responsibility. I reached that low point, and I asked myself some really important questions. And I asked myself, what would my life be like a year from now if I don't overcome anxiety? Well, my health would deteriorate because my stress systems are just on override every day, and that's going to compromise my immune health. Well, I'm going to lose my relationship with my girlfriend, my spouse, whoever it is, right? You're going to lose that relationship if you are continuously dependent on them and putting your weight on them constantly. So that might, impact your life, right? Also, you might not have the job you want, right? You might not have that job. So what would your life be like a year from now if you don't overcome anxiety? And then ask yourself, what would my relationships be like a year from now? Well, like I said, you might lose that partner of yours. And then ask yourself this: what would my life be like a year from now if I do overcome anxiety? Well, I'd be healthy. I would have great immune health. I would pursue the job I've always wanted. My relationships would be pristine. I would wake up every day feeling calm and neutral and excited about the day rather than dread, rather than catastrophizing. So the goal by answering these questions is to attach pain to staying where you are, and then pleasure to what I could be. What is that person going to be? So that's an aim. That's a goal, right? That person that I really want to be, that ideal Brad, that ideal you, is the goal. Anxiety sufferers don't have that goal. They're suffering, they're in chaos, they're dependent on people every day. But establishing that goal, that aim, will get you moving towards that aim. And you're going to do it badly. Pursuing that aim, you're not going to really know what to do. You're going to be a fool at it. But to become the master, you have to become the fool first. The fool always becomes the master, right? So you have to stumble along. But the thing is, even if you don't get to that aim, a lot of people just, beat themselves up for not getting to where they want to be. But the truth is, at least you're not where you were, right? So you might stumble forward, you might not get to that aim, you might miss the mark, but at least you're there instead of where you were. And that's really important to understand. So set an aim. That ideal you is, who is that? What would that person look like a year from now once I overcome anxiety? So really sit with yourself and ask yourself this question. And the more pain you attach to staying where you are right now, the more you're going to move towards that person. You're going to have that drive to get out of that stagnant state you're in. Now, number 2 is, has someone else gone through the same thing you're going through and has gotten better? So who are you looking up to? Who are you listening to for information? Because that's the next step, is to get yourself knowledgeable. What is it that I'm actually experiencing right now? Anxiety, trauma, distress, not enough balance in my life, not enough time in nature, meditating. There's just not enough structure. So who can I look up to in order to learn from them and to gain the wisdom I need to move towards that ideal me? So I had to do the same thing. I had to search the web, find people, find coaches that went through anxiety and have gotten better. And I'm sure that's why you're here. I went through anxiety, I got better, and now I'm here to tell you what to do, because you want information that's going to get you in formation towards that ideal you. So remember, start by taking responsibility for what you're going through, because no one else is really going to help you. And other than the real role models, other than the people that have been through it, like step number 2. But really, for me, my parents didn't know what I was going through. My friends didn't know what to do and what I was going through. So I had to take the weight onto my shoulders, search the web, search people that have been through it, and then start to implement the techniques that they talk about, that worked for them, and that helped them to get from a person that was suffering to their ideal self. So take on the responsibility, write a contract saying, in 3 months, I dedicate all of my time to recovering from anxiety. Because when you change and shift your internal world, everything else starts to shift. Your relationships change for the better, your job performance changes for the better, your health changes for the better. So change your internal world, and then you can change your external world. And your external world just changes automatically when you change your internal self. So take on that responsibility and then model after somebody who's gone through the same thing you're going through and who has gotten better, right? So that's getting yourself knowledgeable. Learn every day. Surround yourself with this information. Pretend you're an actor preparing for a movie role. They embody the new character. They embody the new identity. So practice every day. get yourself knowledgeable, and you will move towards that ideal you. At least you won't be in the same spot you were. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. And remember, do not let anxiety define who you are. I will see you on the next video. Bye for now. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell so that whenever a new video of mine appears, you will be the first to know. Namaste.